Alrighty. We're back this morning for some more slow draft picks. And we got 45 seconds to make this first one, so we're going to go real quick. We're starting Nakua, AJ Brown. I like Neighbors with these 2 week 11 bye receivers. I really do. All right, there we go. In less of a rush now. We've yeah. So I've been continuing my Colston Loveland argument from last night, which has been great. It's always great to continue to talk through these things with people that have really good faith arguments. Such is life. I'm just gonna scroll through some things people have said about my thought process. Colts offense is not just as good as the Bears. I think people forget that, we got the number one offense before Daniel Jones got hurt last year with the Colts. Like, it's not nothing. There's real meat on the bone there. Like, it's not that the Colts are just some terrible team. I don't get it. Whatever. But sure. I can argue. I can understand the argument there. I think people are over-indexing on, missing camp time. Can't we just accept that he kind of got blocked in by Cole Kmet? Can't we just accept that? It wasn't necessarily because he was injured, but because sometimes tight ends take some time to develop and things go slowly. Can we not just accept that? That's okay. It's okay. He doesn't need to be a smash year one or smash year two. He can be a good, amazing player and still not be worthy of taking over, Terry, Rowe, Jameson Williams, Christian Watson, Luther Burden. It's just the probability of hitting his ceiling just isn't there. He hasn't shown us that he has that ability, and I'm not gonna chase something that doesn't exist. What else do we have here? Loveland is closer to tight end 1 than tight end 4. That is laughable, absolutely laughable. What a disaster. Nobody actually. I can't believe people actually think that Loveland is more likely to be better than Bowers than worse than Tyler Warren. That's wild. You think Loveland is going to be better than Bowers? Honestly, that comment's Bowers disrespect more than anything else. Bowers is just such a tier ahead of everyone else that comparing anyone to him at the tight end position is just silly. Just absolutely silly. And you got some nonsense. You got some people saying that they agree. It's good to see that there's some reasonable people in the world, but oh dear. I will say, I would not have this opinion if I was at all worried about Luther Burden missing games, but because it seems like Luther Burden is just going to miss some preseason stuff and is still looking like he is going to be installed as the number one Amon-Ra type player in this offense, I'm comfortable still having this opinion. My opinion will change if Luther Burden is planning on missing games. I will be sad about that. I'll be very sad about that. Good to see you this morning, Nick. Good to see you. I'm ranting about Colston Loveland because we have people with bad Colston Loveland opinions yet again, and I can't help myself. Which is probably not a great thing, but such is life. Rather have things to talk about than not. GM, Mr. Go AZ Cards, good to see you here today. It's nice to have some beautiful stuff in the morning to talk about. Another thing to talk about, Travis Etienne. What's going on? He's just continuously falling. I remember when this guy was going at nearly the 2-3 turn, middle of the third round, and I'm consistently getting him in the fourth. Oh, no Chad this morning. Oh, you hate to see that. You hate to see that. I always got to miss Chad's. Sorry, can't miss Chad's stream. I do miss when he's not streaming because he's got some great content over there. But man, that's fair. Very different content over here, I'm sure. But yeah, I just don't get what's going on with Travis Etienne's price. Like, are people like so scared of Kamara that we're not recognizing that Etienne's just going to be a 1 on a okay to good offense? All right, Discord, you need to be quiet. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I can hear that, and it's pissing me off. Muting Discord, great. No, so I just don't get it. Yeah. No, I'm sure she didn't mean only here because of no candles. I'm sure that she would be streaming and watching both of us if that was not the case. But I'm sure it does make it easier for her. Yeah, like running backs are just so scarce in the Eliminator. I'm just gonna keep clicking ETN. Like. It said something. There was a blurb about seeding third down work to Kamara. Let's see this. 7 days ago, getting more of the third down snaps. Blah blah blah. Yeah. No, I mean, sure they're gonna have him. They're gonna have Kamara practice what he's good at. Shocker. But that doesn't mean that when the games start happening that he's going to actually do that often. I mean, sure, but Etienne's passing down, like the passing part of Etienne's profile is more of a cherry on top than anything else. Like the fact that he's just the lead rusher and the goal line back is good enough and is going to be playing in passes. Like not in passing downs, but like Etienne's good enough that he'll get passed to occasionally on first and second down and like with checkdowns. It's not like Shuck is this like super mobile quarterback that's just never going to be dumping off the ball. I don't think. Well, I mean, if he's the same level of player as Jacobs, but without the like legal suspension issues, then he's drastically mispriced. I think that Jacobs is also too cheap, personally. But yeah, I think there's still some like Jacobs suspension nonsense. But yeah, no, I get it. Yes. No, I understand that there is a reason behind it. I'm just trying to push back on how valid I think that reason is. Like I see why people do it, but you know, there's EV in these rooms, people. There is EV in these rooms. Now the psychic's going insane again, and requesting a Trey McBride Bowers team, which I think is very funny. I will not be spending that much capital at tight end in the Eliminator. I also will not be taking Devonta Smith over Travis Etienne, I don't think. Especially not on a team where I don't have any running backs yet. I think Etienne's just very clear, nice pick there. Especially as I always like getting to pick players that I am talking about on the stream. Makes it feel more thematic. I don't know. Makes it more interesting. I like am invested in the players as I'm talking about them. Ooh, that's an interesting one. How many picks do I could be the psychic draft? If we're only counting the picks where me and the psychic disagree, like if me and the psychic want the same player, obviously I'm never going to just toss that out. But I could be it 6 or 7 times in most drafts. Like I'm almost never choosing a player where I have to scroll all the way down the sidekick to find, but I'll be taking second, third, fourth options relatively frequently. Especially because I have a pretty strong stand on Derrick Henry, and that's specific for the Eliminator. I listen to the sidekick more in BBM style contests because my brain's less focused on that. I I'm not thinking about week 17 correlation. There's a lot of things the sidekick like shores up for me in those drafts that I'm more in tune, I think, with what matters in the Eliminator. So I end up taking a lot more stands against the sidekick in the Eliminator because I have stronger opinions. And if the sidekick ever suggests me Chase Brown in the Eliminator, that's going to be an IKB right there. And there's some picks where I like almost never IKB, like the Travis Hunter and the Omar Cooper picks, like that are at least for me like pretty staples in my drafts in the middle rounds. Like I'm never gonna IKB the sidekick there because I just agree with it. I just think that those players are just drastically mispriced. But yeah, no, I think that's all I have to say on that. Yeah. Oh. We're getting a little bit close to having more than just our little exposure blanket of AJ Brown. So I may start mixing in Nico Collins over him. So I think that they're very similar. I think Nico Collins is a better receiver, but on a worse offense. So I think it averages out to them being a little bit closer. With George Pickens, Nico Collins, again, like I'm not taking these Arizona players where the sidekick is recommending. I'm trying to mix and match Rice, Neighbors, Flowers here more. So sidekick says Neighbors. I think I am actually going to do the scroll all the way down for Flowers. No, I'll take Rice. Like I think Rice is a better player, so I think I'm gonna want to be clicking on him more and more. But I don't know if he's gonna be so good that I want to be so indexed on him. GM Hartman, good to see you this morning. Good to see you. Always love having you stop in. Oh wow. Okay, so we don't actually have that many picks left, which means it's probably time to also enter more drafts. Last I checked, we were at 83% fill. Man, I love the internet here. It's just so good. We're at 83. We're at 84.5. So it's like filling at like 3% ish a day. So I'm guessing it's gonna fill in a week and a half ish. So yeah, gotta get your entries in, guys. Man, I should be more I should be more in tune with this than I am. Oh dear Lord, can I remember the story of Othello off the top of my head? I don't think so. I've never been a big Shakespeare person, unfortunately, which I'm sure is a crime to some people as a as an actor. Like I know some of the big ones. Isn't it Othello and Iago, or is it Lago? I don't know why, but I have Iago in my head. Anyways, yeah. No, and Kamara has done that to a lot of different running backs over the years. I mean, Mark Ingram is the first person who comes to mind. But, Good. Pardon me. Yes. My mom's just trying to explain away why I have viewers for her. There's too many people in the stream. But no, it's good. I'm glad that people are here, and I'm glad that my mom's giving me a hard time. There's nothing else I can expect out of her. I mean, if you insist on me getting Javonte Williams in the third round, I'm going to take Javonte Williams in the third round. Absolutely. That's just a huge misprice there, I think. Wow, Jonathan Taylor at 4, giving us a nice Puka Nacua share at 5. That feels pretty delicious. Absolutely take it. What do we got here? Another one of our patented CeeDee Lamb, Derrick Henry starts. Another one of our patented CeeDee Lamb, Derrick Henry starts. Yeah, we're getting a ton of hours. I think I've been thinking about mixing in Omarion Hampton and Bowers interchangeably, especially with a lot of the Amon-Ra Bowers starts. This may be a good one to go against my own rankings and pop up Hampton. Though no CDU's hot hand approach. Bad news, fantasy owners. Okay, that's hilarious. All three of those guys producing at a very high level. I don't know if I trust that. But I do trust Brock Bowers being the number one overall tight end. So I'm gonna stick to my guns and just keep on clicking Bowers. Man, every time I click Bowers, I just get more and more mad at the guy who said that there is that Loveland's more likely to be the tight end one than the tight end four. Just absolute disrespect on my boy Brock Bowers' name. Yeah, I've been obviously things change with training camp in the season and everything. So we've got some big different things. I think a lot of the stuff for this contest has been me indexing on particular teams. Like I'm trying to be higher on the Ravens and the Lions than I have been earlier because of scheduling stuff. But in terms of individual players, I'm not buying a lot of this Matthew Golden stuff. I've been a little bit like even more bearish on Matthew Golden. I have unfortunately like kind of been capitulating in the Parker Washington wars. I think the vibes are just so incredibly good around camp around Parker Washington that it's as much as I think that Parker Washington is just a snooze fest of a player. I also believe that the Jags coaching staff is smarter than I am on that sort of stuff, and they've been so in on Parker Washington. I'm sure this is something I'll talk a lot about when we get into the mid-round picks, that I'm like, I feel like I have to be more in on him than I am now. It's still like tough for me to have him above BTJ, but I have to start clicking him ahead of BTJ sometimes to get him sometimes, which is just, man, it's tough. And then Trey McBride's probably the other guy that I'm like, I'm less in on the Cardinals than I was. And I think that Bowers is going to lap tight ends, and I'm so incredibly like excited about Tyler Warren this year that I think I can have my two tight ends, elite tight ends that I'm really in on, be Bowers and Warren instead of Bowers and McBride, and feel really good about that. Good morning, Angry Dragon. Good to see you here today. I don't know how that came across on the mic, but it's one of my favorite things. I'm sure my mother will be able to talk about. When I'm at home, I will like walk downstairs and be doing that every night, every morning, which I'm sure is a pain in the rear. Yeah, no, I'm frankly not very high, not very high. Because I mean, I think I know the players and stuff pretty well. Like I'm pretty confident in like just my football knowledge being useful across all formats. But I think one of the things I do best is like tailor my strategy to different formats. And I think I did it a lot in pre-draft when my mind was there. There wasn't the Eliminator for me to focus on. And I'm sure once I'm done maxing the Eliminator and I can just push it out of my brain, I'll be able to get more confident on these other structures. But it's just when you do so many drafts, you just get so conditioned to thinking in a certain way that it'll like take a while for me to be like thinking about week 17 correlation, thinking about like not worrying about bye weeks as much, like pulling players in different directions, like stacking even more and like reaching more for stacks. It's going to take a while, I think, for me to really be comfortable with that. And it's certainly not something that I'm super duper comfortable with. Like let's look at one of my like recent puppies as just an example. Like what is the puppy 3 is the one that's like most recent. like, I'm sure people will look at this and go, "Oh, this is a very Eliminator team." I'm I'm looking at it and saying this is a very Eliminator team. Like Travis Etienne, David Montgomery, Warren Brooks, Marshawn Lloyd. That's an Eliminator SRB room. Like very like by the book 3-5-7-3. Like I have Mahomes stacked with Rice and Kelsey, so that's actually pretty good. Kyler Murray naked, and then Bernard and Frymouth. Like I don't know. I think it's like this isn't a bad team. I like the team. I think you know I think the players are good. I just am a little bit worried that I'm not structuring everything as good as it could be. That's all. This is one of my favorite starts with the Bijan London. Just really betting on Atlanta. I don't love having to just bet on Atlanta, but you know they could just be awesome. Tua could just be really good for both these guys, and it could be great. Glad to hear that I'm not the only one who thinks that was a solid team. That is, I try obviously try and be good at all the formats, but I want to make sure that I'm delivering the best stuff here in the Eliminator. I think a lot of these very unfortunate. We got Sack in the draft. It's always funny when I do the like entering a bunch of slows and all of them are like 8 to 10 people already filled in all of them. It's I think it's very funny. What we got? Build Eliminator teams but focus less on buy overlap. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure according to some people I could focus less on buy overlap in my Eliminator portfolio, but that's definitely the goal. And I like maybe you try streaming some of those once the Eliminator is fully closed and filled for me. But I don't think with the slows and everything, it's probably going to be pretty close into the season that I'll pretty close to the season starting. I'll still be making picks in these drafts, which would be nice, especially getting those later rounds closer to when the season starts. Get more information on some of those late round picks. Will be cool. Genty is sitting there like very temptingly, but no, we're gonna continue to take CD Lamb. Oh, Anger Dragon. Okay. Yes. Once I get done. Actually, you know what? We can do that right now. Now, do you want me to pull up and show the action shots, or just make my comments on them? Because I can absolutely make the comments on them. I'm not sure how easy it would be to like pull them up, but okay. Let's see. Yes, I have to be technically technically adept to do this. So give me a second. Actually, no. If we're doing that, we'll do it at the end of the. If I'm trying to pull up the pictures, I'll do it at the end of the. At the end of the stream after I get done with the picks, I think. Yes. We'll pull those up at the end. Because they are. I will say, they are phenomenal. They are very funny. My favorite part is as a little teaser, we got some props in the action shots, which are great. Cool. It's always funny when you just sit on a slow draft screen and you see someone else make a pick. Very strange. Cool. So we're back at some of the easy ones. Trying to fix my Amon-Ra St. Brown exposure. We fix our Amon-Ra St. Brown exposure. Hampton, Etienne, Bowers, Chris Brown. Nope, that's not a player. Chase Brown. Yeesh. Yeah, no, we'll take Bowers. Thank you very much. Okay, yes, but that's because I don't want to look at them. That's because Weekly Winners is like legitimately the opposite of this contest format. And if I even look at them, I think it might scar my brain into drafting, 10 bad Eliminator teams in a row. Especially if you're doing it well, which I'm sure you are, Mother. We haven't gotten any news on Jacobs. So, meh. An old player that's injured, what's the worst thing that could happen? Bowers went. HN's still here. I think we got to take. Yeah. Yeah. Seems pretty good to me. Lots of IK being the sidekick today. Like I'll say, this is definitely more often than usual for sidekick IKBs. I feel like today it's been like 60%. IKBs here. This is like a mild IKB for Javante over Brees Hall, but it is an IKB. What do we? Okay. This is an interesting one. Paired with Angry Dragon for Duo Week in the Multiverse, would it have been a Pokemon-themed video? It certainly could have been. I think, especially when we have all the like ship stationing stuff about like the Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, like you could have something. There's a kernel there, I think, for like a Pokemon-themed video about stacking, where it's like you could have like the Charmander be like the skinny stack, and then like the Charizard be like, you have everyone. You have Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren, and Josh Downs as like the like mega evolved ultra stack, and then like with a bring back or something. I could see that working. That would have been really cool. Yeah, no, Angry Dragon. I mean, we've streamed together before. Like it is an absolute blast to be to work with this guy. That would have been that would have been funny. No, I'm thinking that's probably, if I was gonna do a Pokemon video, that's probably what it would be. But I think there was, I think it would have had the same sort of thing that me and Emo's video had, where it's like, yeah, this is a bit, but it's a good bit, and that's fine. Yeah, maybe next year, Mother. Maybe next year for some evergreen stacking stuff earlier in the season. That might be something fun. Cool. So here in the 5th round in this Frenchie Eliminator, Bijan, Javante, Drake London, T-Mac. Wow, that's a really, really good start to the team. And we'll take Mike Evans there. Yeah, this team feels really good. I like the look of this team. Up in the 5th round again, this team we started Trey McBride, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devon Achane, and Cam Scatterbo. Do not look at the 6% Colston Loveland I have. I'm embarrassed by it. I will also not be taking Colston Loveland here. Although I will say this is the point where I'm like actually starting to consider Colston Loveland. Like if you're giving me Colston Loveland in the 6th, I will start considering it. Psychic says Jadarian Price here. I think that's crazy. I think there's some pull towards JMO on a non-Amon-Ra St. Brown team as I'm trying to get my Lions exposure up, but I don't think we need to get our 3rd week 6 bye here. I think Christian Watson is perfectly great. There. 211. Bijan. Psychic says Brees. My ranking say Nico Collins. We're getting Nico Collins here. Absolutely. And one of the eliminators that we just entered. We got the 101, and we will continue to be taking Jameer Gibbs at the 101. I'm hoping that I can get more 2s for Bijan, or Bijan slips to 3, but this is fine. So we finished that up. I don't think I've forgotten about Angry Dragon stuff. I see some X stuff, so maybe that'll work. Let me pull it up. Did I do any of the $3 eliminators? Angry Dragon, my friend, my brother in Christ. The French Eliminator 3 is right here. Yeah, I think I did. They're all there. I think they're all. I may have done a couple of fasts earlier of the French Eliminator 2, but I definitely have all 20 of the French Eliminator 3s as slows. The big question is that I'm still actually trying to figure out is, will I do any of the big eliminators? Because those are expensive. But I think doing 1 or 2 could be really fun. So you got 4 eyes. You got your 2 eyes and the Magikarp eyes. You got it. No worries, Doc. But I would love to, like, if I could, like, confidently, like, have a time, like, maybe if I, like, streamed off of, like, did a stream at the end of the month where I, like, made sure I still had like mobile data, and I streamed off mobile data, so I knew that I wasn't gonna have any tech issues doing like a celebratory big eliminator stream. You know what? That's actually, I think. How full is the big eliminator? Because I'm seeing if this is like a reasonable goal. Because we're at 75 subs right now. If the big eliminator looks like it's going to stick around for a hot second, then I may make that a 100 subscriber goal. Like it may stick around. We'll see. You know what? Worst thing that happens is we don't hit it and we don't draft a $100 contest. That may be something I post on X where it's like, hey, when we get to 100 subscribers, we'll do a $100 eliminator draft live on stream. Maybe have a guest on. That would be a great time if I can schedule it to have Yosh on, because I know I've been wanting to get Yosh on, our Eliminator King, for a little while. So that might work out well. Yes. Okay. So I think we're here. Go here. Let's get these action shots set up. Yeah, there we go, Angry Dragon. All right. So now I need to stop sharing that, and then share screen. Yes. All right. Okay. I think I have them loaded up. So, for completely unspecified reasons, we have some action shots out of Angry Dragon, which are absolutely phenomenal. At least this first one is very, very funny. I love the teeth. Very good, very good. The eyes just like close enough, and the Magikarp covering the forehead. Very good, very angry. 10 out of 10 here. Absolutely amazing. What the heck? What is this? Let me. Oh no, I didn't. Crap! I didn't put it on stage. No, disaster. Amateur streamer. Okay, there we go. So we're back. I've actually figured it out. I figured out how to stream. Yes, mother. Yes, mother. I know you can't see it. I hope, can you see it now? I hope you can see it now. I'm just gonna try to see if you can see it now. So we've got the angry fist one. Very good, very funny. We love it. Great. You can see it now. This is what I would. What the heck to? You know, this Angry Dragon. This looks like you know those people at the bar that you're like me and my girlfriend saw you from across the bar, and we just really liked your vibe. This guy looks like he would say that. This guy looks like he would come up to me and tell me he liked my vibe, and I'd have to be like, "Woo, okay, dude." This guy also. This one's interesting because I can't see your face at all. We got the ice cream, and we got your hat, but I can't see your eyes. So it's I'm not quite sure what this would be used for. I'm a little bit confused here. Although I do like how your shirt almost looks like it says lactose as you're eating a DQ ice cream cone. That's very funny. That is incredibly funny. I do like that. Moving on to the next one. There we go. Beautiful. Nice ratio of hand taking up the frame versus your face. Got the full hat in there. You can see the Magikarp tail. Great. Love it. No questions. It says lactose tolerant. Great. This is my favorite picture. Oh, okay. There we go. I love it when the picture is so clearly being taken while you're taking a shit. That's a great one. Let me zoom in on this one a little bit. The full one. Maybe. Yeah. This is yeah, we got the bathroom picture there. I don't know. Again, I'm not quite sure what the point of the shitting action thoughts is, but shitting action shot. That's actually pretty difficult to say. This labeled more fiber required. That's good. That's good. Yes. Yes. That is what I would caption this picture on and post it to Instagram. Absolutely. 100%. This is good. This is good. I understand this one. This is great. Yep. Disaster. Absolute disaster. This is what happens when this is the caption for this one is when the guy across the barb's vibe you like doesn't like your vibe. Something along those lines. Although I'm sure someone in the chat can come up with something funnier than me. Hey yo. Angry Dragon. Angry Dragon's still in the chat. So that's good. Again, so is this supposed to be angry, or is this supposed to be surprised, or is this supposed to be excited? I can't tell because I can't see your eyes. I can't tell because I can't see your eyes. Your eyes, very important for these things. Very important. Again, what's going on? What's going on here? Are you trying to mog the camera? Like, what's going on here? Or is this just like I'm here and ready to go? Not sure. This one I like. This one, again, this is like someone sends you a trade request with, but they're expecting you to. This is like someone sends you a trade request for the wrong B. Robinson on the Falcons. Like that's what I'm seeing here. Yes, the Magikarp eyes don't show any emotion. They don't show any emotion. I don't know why, but every time I see with the Magikarp hat, it like also kind of reminds me of Slowbro. Like with the like chomping or Slow King, I guess, with the like chomping little thing on the head. Like just because I think the Magikarp hat is like very similar to that. It's I think it's very funny. What do we got? Oh my gosh! Hello, Professor Dragon, ready to rumble. This looks like a work headshot, like like a professional headshot. And then we're back to the top. All right. Do we have any more? Oh yeah, we got a second album here. Great. What? What is this? I will say, very cool picture in the background. This looks like, I don't know, like on a cruise ship or something. I'm not sure. Yep, that's it. 100%. Go through some of these quick. This is good, but your shirt like blends in with the background too much. I think with the Magikarps, like you love the Magikarp stuff, but like the blue's the same, like and the like dark blue and black like are kind of very similar. This is the Angry Dragon version of Nick's Sixers jersey pick. If you know, you know. Not quite as bad though. What? What, the giraffe? Hello. Although, also, why is this giraffe like kind of giving me side eye? Like, I don't know about that. This giraffe, very judgy giraffe you got there, Mr. Angry Dragon. Ow. Okay, love the face here. Like that is like thumbnail face right there. You don't want to know. Too many. Kidding, obviously. I mean, where am I? No, we got some action shots here today to review, which have been this has certainly brightened up my morning. Why do people take pictures of themselves while they're pooping? Why? This is not the first person to have had this in my life. I don't understand it. My high school friends used to do that too. It's terrible, absolutely terrible. Okay. Again, this one I will accept no eyes. I presume. Yeah, and this one actually like kind of like the top of the Magikarp lip like kind of overlapping with your lip, kind of very cool. I will say I like that one. Here we got the props. We got the Tabasco sauce. We are very excited for the Tabasco sauce. I mean, that would be very funny. I can't have opinions on these things. I could do this. I could do this somewhere. That would be fun. Because what's the problem with a little bit of judging your friends? What do we got here? The Garfield phone. I like the Garfield phone. Can I figure out what that shirt says? I don't think so. Very unfortunate. In such cases, yep, another great one. Love it. It's always weird, like when you're looking at pictures of yourself. At least for me, like noticing your tongue is just very strange. Like you don't really see your tongue like in its natural habitat very often. So like in pictures when your mouth is open, like just looking at your tongue can be very strange, is what I found. And then I think this is the last one. This is another great face for when someone sends you a trade request for the wrong B. Robinson. And yeah, we're back at the beginning. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sending those. Angry Dragon. I saw them, but I didn't like give them my full attention until now, and they most certainly did deserve my full attention for a nice 10 minutes. So that was beautiful. We'll take that down now. I think there's a couple more picks that came back while we were reviewing Dragon's stuff. Next question, please. Is that Angry Dragon realizing his ROI? Sorry, Angry Dragon has ROI in Underdog this year. Is that true? I don't know. I didn't. All of our ROIs will be terrible. Your ROI is terrible unless you ship a contest or go really far in a contest. This is just how life works. Yeah. So we had two more picks come up. These will probably be quick ones. This one. Oh no, I got Chase at 4. So like I could Chase at 4. And this one. I guess, yeah, we hum and haw and take Drake London. Yeah, lots of. We're going to have to be balancing these week 11 buys later, but that is a later problem. I'm going to make sure no one said anything insane that I need to rail against in Colston Loveland. No, we're good. All right, so, okay. I think I did miss a question in the chat. Sir, did I miss a question earlier? I guess not. Great. Like that. Okay. Cool. No, this is absolutely it's Rambus because obviously because it's Rambus. Other people that I'd like to eliminate. I think probably. I don't know about my mother. I think I don't want to be paired against my mother. I think that would just be like bad times. So I don't think my mother's up there. I think if Emo's in the contest, it might be Emo, just for right. And then just like as sort of like a feels good, like a Karain or something. Like that could be it. I don't know. Is this true? I don't know if like the rake's pretty reasonable. Who was the judge that booted me out? It was Kitchen. No, it was JJ, right? Yeah, it was JJ. Yeah, it was Kitchen and JJ. And I don't really have animosity towards Kitchen or JJ because I think they like, in my opinion, I got slightly underrated in the first one, and I was like clearly like clearly my second interview went pretty bad. So I'm like, I don't really have a bunch of animosity there. And JJ like had some like really legitimate good feedback for me. So I think I'm pretty confident with that. Although actually, now that I think about it, Nick would actually be nice. Just to ragging on Nick is really fun. Yeah. I guess. Like, I guess like because it's 1-8 instead of 1-4 for like min cash, and then you just have to like trust that one team goes far. Yeah, I mean, the rake is not terrible in the Eliminator, if I remember correctly. Like the rake is pretty similar to the BBM rake. Like Eliminator rake is 11%, BBM rake is 10.8. Like that's obviously not nothing, but it's like pretty close. Again, I don't even think Cups is in the Eliminator. I don't think I would be shocked if Cups has a single Eliminator team up to now. So I don't even know if that's possible. But no, that would be cool. That would be cool. Like the third spot is definitely up for review. Yeah, it's definitely top heavy, and it has like just by the way it works, it kind of has to be. But I will say, like once you get to what is it? This is 3, 4, 5, 6. Like past week 10, man, every week is so stressful, so good. Oh my gosh! Hello, it's Provios, GM. Good to see you. I was talking about this earlier on stream. I was thinking about either having a sub goal or just doing it. That possibly doing a one draft because I'm curious because I think the big eliminator is like a very different contest than the actual eliminator because it's the old eliminator structure where you got like you're like favored to advance pretty much every week except for a couple of key ones. I'm not sure what all the asterisks are about, but yeah, I want to make sure I'm still very having a stream with you, Yosh, because yeah, taking down last year's champs and working with last year's champ would be absolutely awesome. Have I seen any Rambus teams lately? No. Let me see if I can like quickly pull up a Rambus team on X and see if there's anything that he's doing that is just like crazy to me. Where is he? No, he's not posting his teams as much. I wonder why. Maybe because yes, that's probably what it is. It could be that's probably cash weeks. Yeah, no, like I mean, things get busy real quick. I can absolutely understand that. So like it's one of those things where if we can make it work, great. If not, live your life, brother. Like have a great time. Okay, we got a Kurt Rambis team here for me to make fun of. That's always one of my favorite pastimes. Rambis got really annoyed by the critiques. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious what the odds would be, what people would put the odds at, me versus Rambis going further in the Eliminator, because I mean we have a $100 bet on it, so there's already action between the two of us. We got this is in the Eliminator, right? Yeah, cool. So let's put that up. Not an image file. Thank you very much. We will be sharing my X screen again. There we go. So I didn't look at this team before I picked it up. This is just the most recent team that he posted. And I'm immediately drawn to this running back room and going, oh dear. Oh dear. That's certainly a running back room. Ashton Gingy has gotta do stuff every week because RJ Harvey is like very like he's a good running back, but he's live to have 0. No, amateur streamer again. Thank you. There we go. We're back. Yeah. So if Gingy smashes, this team is going to be good, and a lot of Rammus's teams are going to be good. Like many such cases. But you know, Gingy has a down week early, and I think if I remember correctly, the Raiders do have a tough matchup early that I'm pretty sure that they're not going to be just like running all over. Yeah, they have week 2 against the Chargers, and then week 5 against New England. That I would kind of be worried about, especially because week 2 against the Chargers. Who is it? I think Pittsburgh has a pretty bad matchup that week. Yeah, week 2 against the Chargers for Gingy is also Jim Warren versus the Patriots, and then Denver versus Jacksonville. So like I'm expecting this team to sort of peter on week 2 unless they has really good scores in other positions, because I think you may be eating like a 5-point running back score that week. Okay, so Angry Dragon, is it short as in bad, or is it smart and as in you don't know how to type? Hey, if you like this team, you want to, I would suggest hitting up Brickadoozle and seeing what the odds would be at, because be my guest to go bet on Rambus. Absolutely, I feel very confident in this. No, like this, and I mean, like obviously, I don't think Colson Loveland's good. I don't think Brenton Strange is a good pick right now. With the Jacks having so many good receivers, like I don't know about that. But I'll be honest, I don't mind the receivers. Like, I think there's a little bit too much stacking with Lawrence, Myers, Strange. But like, and especially when you're like stacking all these bad pieces, I could really see all of those missing in a big way. But like Concepcion, Coker, Wicks, and then Allen and Lane as like hype guys, like sure. But no, like this is just a bad team. Like if you compare a team like this to one of my teams, you're gonna see what's going on. Let me just pull up my most recent Eliminator, to be fair. And I have to switch the sharing thing over again, which is annoying. And we'll see if maybe this time I actually remember to, we'll just do window actually. There. If I remember to add it to the stage, which I did. Huzzah. My most recent team. You can see a lot more capital put in the running back. Less capital put into tight end. If I'm taking a tight end that I think is elite, I don't need 3 necessarily. I can just accept that, hey, I'm taking a stand on Bowers. If you want to take a stand on Loveland, the same thing. I don't need 3 tight ends. Why would I do that? And just a lot more receiver in the middle round that you can at least be confident in getting you some points. Yeah, I think this team has that team gapped at every position, except maybe quarterback. I think the quarterback is like pretty similar. This is why I think my bet's going to be pretty good, pretty positive expected value. It's going to be nice. You see, the problem is we keep talking about other things, and when we talk about other things, people make freaking slow draft picks, so I have to come back and do more of my slow draft picks. What a disaster. The stream has to keep on going. Oh, no. What do we got here? Another Travis Etienne pick? Yeah, I think so. JJ Derrick Henry. Yeah, just smashing Etienne over these receivers. Cam Scatabo wasn't really on my radar. There. Yeah, this is going to be Rashee Rice. Taylor Bowers. Yeah, I am not surprised to see that the kick agrees with me, but it is certainly nice to see it as well. Sir? Oh, okay, so Collins, it went Pickens, Javonte, and this is going to be a clear Breece Hall pick. here. Pop that up. Would I like ETN as much on the other games? Probably not. Where's Streamer? There we go. Probably not. I don't think so. Because there is a lot more risk of nonsense happening. Because I don't think ETN's price isn't that different. Like let me look at. I'm gonna make this pick and then check on what his price is like in BBM style contest before I give you like a solid, like 100% answer to this. And then yeah, we're gonna continue to get our Detroit stuff up with Amino. So let's go to regular season. We're looking for, I don't know how to spell ETN. So he's a 42 ADP. So like middle of the fourth versus I believe like 37 in the Eliminator. Yeah, 36.7. So he's a little bit cheaper there. I think like part of the reason is I just don't think the delta there is big enough. I would not be as interested in BBM. I think you can get better bets at different prices there, because I mean the entire like running back landscape is different. Like if he's going around pick 42, he's like right next to Scatabo, which is okay. That's actually probably right, because Scatabo is probably going to be more impactful later in the season. And then like you have, yeah, he's actually on the other side of Jacobs, which I'm fine with. Yeah, I think Jacobs is right there. I think he's fairly priced. I think he's fairly priced, and I wouldn't be targeting him. But if he's there, I don't think I'd be trying to miss him either. All right, let's look at this Eliminator ass team that we got from Easy Cards. So we got Daniels, Caleb Williams, and Bryce Young, and at tight end we have BRRRR. That's pretty good, I think. From the quarterback, like maybe a little bit much on quarterback draft capital and a little bit light on tight end. And I'm not a huge super duper fan of those tight ends, but that's like fine. So decent start. And then the running backs are CMC, Brees, Swift, Judkins. If you're going for 4, that's about the tier of running backs I think you need to accept 4, and all with different buys. It feels good. And then, oh my gosh, what is this receiver room? Jesus Christ. Sutton, Pittman, Higgins, Coker, Jennings, Jalen McMillan, Torrey Horton, Jahan Dotson, Keon Coleman. Holy mackerel. That is definitely a classic Eliminator ass team. Yeesh. I'm not even confident that you're getting 3 usable scores out of that receiver room most weeks. But it may not matter if McBride is really good and you're getting 60 points on average, 60, 70 points on average out of your 2 RB spots in your flex. And probably a bunch of good weeks out of your quarterback. Yeah, it's a fun one. Let's make sure that there isn't any more picks to make. Doesn't look like there's any more picks to make. We've been going for an hour this morning when I was expecting to go for 20 minutes. So this has been great. It's been good to see you all in the chat. Thank you very much for the support. But to start getting ready for the show. So it's been a great time, and I will see you guys in about 8 hours after the shows tonight for second round of picks. See you then. Bye-bye, guys.